Welcome to the Truly Expat Travel Podcast, where I chat with expats about their favourite holiday destinations. Let's be honest, expats are some of the best travellers around, always planning the next adventure, exploring hidden gems, and finding the best spots wherever they go. So who better to ask for travel inspiration? So thank you, Cassie, for coming on.
Pleasure.
A little bit of a background. I've known Cassie for a long time now, actually, because we lived in Kuala Lumpur together, and that was 10 years ago. Yeah, it was 10 years ago. Oh, wow.
Nice.
It does. So I'm so today feels like just a catch up. So I'm really excited to have you on, and I thought let's get started by chatting about who are you, what type of a traveller are you? How did you become an expat? That kind of thing.
Okay. So I was an expat for like 20 years. In 1999, we moved to Busan in South Korea for my husband's work. It was like completely out of the box, unexpected, knew nothing about the country other than maybe MASH.
Was that filmed in Busan?
No, it wasn't. It was set in Korea, so that was the only reference I knew about the Korean War. But yeah, it was completely eye-opening and a wonderful experience. Then we moved to Malaysia. We were there for 4 years. And then we went to Singapore for 4 years. And then we were back in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur in 2008, where we stayed. Well, I stayed until the end of 2019. What happened was I was here for Christmas. My mum got diagnosed with cancer. So I decided to stay to support her through her surgery and treatment. And then, of course, the world was turned upside down in 2020, and I more or less have been here since. So,
yeah. And so here is Australia. Here is Australia, for those who haven't recognised your accent yet.
Yes. And I'm in I call it the Sunshine Coast bubble.
Yeah, it's a beautiful part.
It's a beautiful part of the world, and we're just so fortunate to live where we do. Yeah. This week I've been seeing whales and dolphins and turtles.
Have you? And the weather is nice for winter, right?
Yeah, winter here is the best. You know, originally we were from Melbourne.
Yeah.
And we thought, will we ever be able to live back in Melbourne and survive winter after living in the tropics for nearly 20 years? It was like, nope. So we had family here, friends here, and we would visit, and we're like, let's sell the house in Melbourne and buy on the sunny coast, and here we are.
Oh, it sounds like a lovely plan. So what kind of traveller do you think you are?
I would say mixed, because I've done different things. I've done, I've stayed in Borneo volunteering with the orangutans, where we stayed in very basic accommodation, where we had to do our own cleaning and cooking, and there weren't even screens on the windows, so sleeping under mosquito nets and hearing the jungle noises in the middle of the night, to staying in European cities where I stay in better accommodation.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, I do like to have more comfort.
I think we all do.
I'm having somewhere quiet to stay is important.
Yeah. Gone are the days of sleeping in swags in the middle of the it's not called a swag. What is it called? Like a sleeping bag, I guess.
Yeah.
Gone are those days for me.
Yeah.
I like a little bit more comfort.
Yeah. You ache too much otherwise.
Yeah, I know. I get up too sore, to be honest.
Yeah,
my back,
exactly.
So we're going to talk about Spain today, right? Yeah. So in particular in Granada. So tell me, what captured your heart? Like, how did it capture your heart?
Well, we went to Spain for 2 weeks to celebrate my 50th birthday, so it was a little while ago. But we put Granada on the itinerary, ostensibly to see the Alhambra. Because everyone's like, you've got to see the Alhambra. I'm like, oh, okay, let's go to the Alhambra.
You sound like me.
We went to Granada, but it was, I think for me, it was because I had no expectation of what we were going to see and do.
Yeah.
It was such a lovely surprise. And it turned out it was like, you know what, I could live here for 3 months and be based here and travel around from here because we were there in the off season, so there weren't as many tourists. And because it's a university city, there's lots of young people and it's vibrant and there's things happening, and it's like people live there. It's not just touristy.
That's nice.
So yeah.
That's like
and there's not that animosity that I felt like, say, in Barcelona, where they just hate tourists. You can feel the vibe of everyone. So, but yeah, Granada's got a different, more lived-in vibe about it. Yeah.
Is it hard to get to?
It's not hard to get to. It just takes time to get there. We were hoping all our other travel within Spain, we did by the fast train, but it was still a long way from Barcelona, Seville, Madrid. So we flew, and it was like an hour and a bit from Barcelona to fly, but it was easy.
So my geography's terrible. How far away is it from Barcelona?
So it's quite a distance south.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's sort of between Madrid, Barcelona. It's like a triangle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long did the flight take?
Just over an hour.
Okay, not too bad. For some reason, I was thinking it was like really far.
Yeah, no, it's just over an hour. So it's like flying, say, from Melbourne to Sydney or Kuala Lumpur to Singapore kind of situation.
I do think living in is like coming from Australia. Anything's quite like when you say, people say it's so far away. I took a plane. It took an hour. I'm like, no, that's not far.
Down the road.
Yeah, that's just down the road. So when you, so this kind of trip, it wasn't a spontaneous trip then? It was a thought out itinerary?
Yeah, well, it's probably one of the most planned out trips we've ever done because we usually we're very fly by our pants kind of travelers.
Yeah.
We'll say, we've got this space available. Let's go here. But this time we thought, no, let's plan it because we needed to book ahead with a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What month did you go?
We went in October.
I love that season.
Yeah. So it was cool in the evenings and early mornings, but beautiful sunny days. I think we maybe had a few days of rain in Madrid, but it wasn't cold. Yeah.
I'm really moving towards the shoulder seasons now, less tourists, nice weather, like I don't mind a little bit of a cardigan of an evening and a nice sunny day. Yeah. And even if it rains a few days, it's not so bad,
No.
I'm with you on that. What does a couple of days itinerary look like for you? Like what would you put in a 2-day itinerary?
Okay, so we had 2 full days there. The first day we just did a walk around because we're walkers. We like to walk and especially walk through back streets, and you can see things that you don't see in the main touristy thoroughfares.
Yeah.
And we wandered up through try and say it correctly, Albarthin, which is like high up in a hilly area, cobblestones.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful, whitewashed. It sort of had a Santorini kind of feel about it.
Wow.
But people live there, so it was amazing. Like we could hear piano and violin being played.
Oh,
let's just follow that north. We followed it, and it's probably a bit creepy, really. Yeah, we stood at the front of this house and listened while the piano and violin were being played. It was beautiful, with the bougainvillea and the whitewashed walls, and the sun was shining. It was glorious. So.
I feel like you're writing in a novel at the moment, describing it. It sounds beautiful.
Yeah, and then we wound our way up the hill and to where everyone gathers to look out There's a particular plaza there, the views, and there were some musicians playing and,
Nice.
you know, so it was a mix of locals and tourists just enjoying the scenery. So, yeah, it was amazing.
And then what would you do?
Then we sort of wandered back down another way and we found, I can't even remember where it was, in the same area, we found this Middle Eastern restaurant.
Oh, wow.
And it was amazing, like the bread and the hummus and the meat. Sorry to our vegan and vegetarian listeners. Yeah, and the mint tea was amazing. It was just like we're in the Middle East, but, you know, that Granada has that history of the Moors living there, and so that was amazing. And then we had that and wandered our way back to our accommodation and had a bit of a rest, and then we went out for tapas, as you do.
Yeah, as you do.
Had a couple of drinks, and once again we wandered around and we went to the cathedral area, and we sat in the steps of the plaza there and just watched the families, kids playing, and, you know, a couple of restaurants with people eating, and it just had this really nice vibe of, I don't know, it was relaxed. It wasn't hectic. Yeah. And it was good to see local families there as well doing what they do.
I think Europe is a great place to people watch. You can't really people watch in other places.
Yeah.
It just seems to be a thing you can do, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So that was great.
Yep.
And then we had an early morning because the next day we went to Alhambra, and had booked the first session of the day.
Can you explain what that is for people?
So the Alhambra was like where the Moors ruled from in Spain. So it's historical, beautiful buildings and architecture with the environs and the gardens, and it's just it's like going to a palace in England, or you know, a chateau in France. It's just this beautiful feeling, but the history of where Spain's travelled from, really. Yeah.
And did you do a tour in there?
No, we did a self-guided tour. We're not really tour people.
Yeah.
And we chose the first session because we wanted to miss the tourists, busloads of tourists. So,
clever.
So, it's always nice. Yeah, it was beautiful. And, you know, just those iconic images that you see online and in the books and on people's social feeds when they visit. It's all of that and more.
And how long do you estimate you should stay in there?
I think we were in there for a good 5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Because there's a lot to see.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
No, there was a lot to see, and because it's quite a big complex.
Yeah.
You know, and then we sat in the gardens for a while, and of course we sat and found somewhere to have a coffee and something to eat. And yeah, it was amazing. And then you got the views, Greater Granada from there as well. So
how beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you have lunch there?
No, we didn't, because we had a substantial breakfast before, but we had lunch outside.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but there were plenty of places to have lunch, but I don't know if they would be as good as outside.
Yeah. Because it tends to be a bit touristy and a little priced in places like that.
Yeah, and probably the quality is not as good.
Yeah. And so what did your afternoon look like?
The afternoon, we wandered back down. Where we stayed was on the road on the way to the Alhambra. We actually had a view of it from our little balcony window, so that was lovely.
Nice.
Just down the road from us was one of the flamenco theatres.
Oh!
So we wandered down and we booked tickets for that evening's performance.
Yeah.
And, you know, then we found somewhere to have lunch. From memory, it was somewhere on the river, you know, we did people watching and then back to accommodation and had a rest and got ready for the evening.
So tell me about the flamenco dancing, because that's been in my bucket.
That was everything.
Yeah. It was in a big theatre?
No, it was a very small theatre, maybe 50 people.
Oh, wow.
It was, I had seen flamenco before outside of Spain, and it's always wowed me.
Yeah.
This performance was like, I was just gobsmacked.
I love that.
Just like the whole time I had to keep my mouth shut because it was just so incredible, the music and the vocals. And there was one particular dancer, and I'm like, when he was like a panther.
Oh,
when he was getting, because he had the female dancer, she was incredible, but you could see him, and he's like sort of the way he was moving in the background is like, oh my goodness, I was getting this like really, I don't know, it was attractive, but it was a bit creepy, and it was like, oh my God, this guy. And then when it was his turn to dance, it was just, it took my breath away. It was spellbinding, and I just, at the end, I should have, but I wanted to jump up and just go, Olé! Because it was the most incredible experience. And that, for me, that was, for our entire Spain trip, that was the highlight. We went to other flamenco performances.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And they were wonderful, but this one was just incredible.
That's good to know. So I should save up and wait.
Yeah. And I'll send you some links to
that would be great
to his particular account, so you can follow him and see where and when he is performing.
Oh, perfect. I'm sure a lot of the people listening who are thinking of going to Granada will definitely want to go see that performance. Is there a food or a drink that you have to try in Granada?
Mint tea was really good. Yeah. It was like, it was on par with what I've had in the Middle East.
Oh, wow.
But cava, it's hard to go past cava in Spain. Nice glass of cava at the end of the day. Yeah.
You're not the first who's recommended that when we've spoken about Spain.
In every establishment you go to, they have something that they want you to try.
Yeah. Is there something kind of famous from that area? Like a food, not famous, but a food that just is from that area? A type of tapa or something? Huh? Not really?
Not really, no, but I think Granada is famous, like they're more generous with their tapas than...
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Some places. I found, it's funny, when I was traveling through Spain, the last time I traveled through Spain, I found that there were some areas I didn't love the tapas as much as other areas. I thought every place was the same, but it's not.
No.
There's a few that are really just fried stuff, and it's, as I get older, fried stuff.
Like in Barcelona, it's more seafoody stuff, and I'm not a fishy person.
Yeah. Was there a standout experience or moment that made the trip unforgettable? I'm guessing you're talking about the flamenco dancing.
The flamenco, definitely. But also that experience of, listening to the music in the street coming from someone's house, sitting in the plaza watching the families and children running around playing together. Yeah, it was just like I said, it was magical, and I really felt that I could live here for a little while. Yeah.
It's funny when I often ask people about their destination, quite often they'll say, it's a place I feel like I could live.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I could at least live for a while or stay a bit longer.
Yeah.
It's more of a feeling than anything else, right?
So I went to Spain thinking it was all going to be all about Barcelona.
Yeah.
Because I had found out not long before that we had supposedly had Spanish heritage from the Barcelona area.
Oh.
And when I did go to Barcelona, I was like, oh, my God, look, everyone looks the same as me.
Yeah.
the hair and the skin color and even the body build and everything. And my husband said to me, he said, oh, don't you go wandering off because I'm going to lose you in the
But it's very true about Australians, right? Because our heritage is everywhere. And I think as much as I'm an Aussie, as soon as I step into Italy, I'm the same, right? Everyone looks like me. They don't sound like me, but they look like me.
Then, ironically, just recently, that same family member who had done the family history, she's like, you know what? I don't think we do have that Spanish connection, because she and some other family members had done their DNA testing.
Okay.
And there was none of them had any Spanish connection to them. So,
but you know what you could have, though? Somehow. Yeah. Because I know that when my husband got his done, we found all sorts of things in there. We were very surprised.
Yeah.
But you never.
You never know. I haven't had it done, so.
I'd like to get it done. So I met this lady, sorry, I'm going off track here, but I met this lady just recently in Canada, and she does, she writes history for family history, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Family trees.
Yeah.
And so I got my husband for his 40th, someone to write a story about his ancestors. And she said to me, I can do that. She said, firstly, being Catholic, amazing, because they're the easiest to track, from church to church. And secondly, you need to have a DNA testing before I'll do it, because that also tells me a lot. So did you have any cultural experiences or interactions with the locals that made the trip a little bit more special?
We found, as I said, we just found that the locals were more welcoming there, and they like to have a chat, like the people in the shops and the cafes and the restaurants. They just seemed more interested in us and what we were doing. And so that was, I think that added to the feeling of, I could live here kind of thing.
I do think when the locals are friendly, it does give a little bit more of a, for example, when I was in Portugal, 30 years ago, hated it. Can I tell you, I absolutely hated the experience I had was so horrible. I thought I will never go back again. I went back again 2 years ago, and I was like, why did I wait so long? This is such an amazing country, and this city, and Porto in particular, I hated. I loved it. So the locals make a big difference in your experience.
They do. And again, being a university city, you've got all the young people there. So, there's music and just sitting around on steps and in cafes and
that's so cool.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know that it was a university city.
Yeah, it is.
Does it have a big international community?
I think it does. There seem to be Asians there who are not tourists. Yeah.
So it must have a big international.
Yeah, I must admit, I did look at the courses.
Oh, did you?
Being a woman of a certain age, I didn't think my brain would be quite doing a degree.
I'd love to do that, though. I'd love to go and learn a language in their country at a university. Yes. I've always said that I'd do that in Italy, but my brain, I'm not equipped for languages. I know that about myself.
Yeah.
Is there one thing that you wish you had known before going, or was there a challenge or something that you discovered along the way?
I think challenge was that I was carrying an injury at the time. So the walking was a bit challenging, walking up the hills and on cobblestone. So definitely the right shoes. And, if you make sure you rest, don't push yourself. Yeah.
I think cobblestones are beautiful.
They are.
But
they're not friendly.
They're not friendly. They're not friendly. Doing the Camino with those walking sticks that kept going in the middle of the cobblestones, they're not friendly at all.
No. Yeah, so, the footwear makes all the difference. Definitely, Is
it a walkable city?
It is definitely walkable, especially around Abarthan. Yeah. You have to walk up there. Cars do go up, but it's very, very narrow.
Yeah, I don't like driving up narrow streets. It's
I remember your Italy adventure. Look, how did she even go down?
No, Google Maps lie. They do. They lie. And so you go down tiny streets with stairs and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Could you give one tip to anyone who's thinking of going to Granada?
Well, absolutely book well in advance the Alhambra, because when we went, you have to go and pick up your tickets at the booking office before you do your entry. People were queuing up asking if there were any tickets, and the people on the desk were saying, sorry, we're booked out for the next 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So definitely, if you're going to go, you might have to organise your trip around availability there is to get in.
That's a good tip. Because I think sometimes when people are just going off the fly and arriving in a town that they don't really know much about and they really want to go to see a major.
Yeah, well, people go to Granada for the Alhambra, really. That's why they go there. But definitely book well in advance.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and my other tip is try and book the first session of the morning to beat the busloads of tourists.
Yeah. It always scares me when you pull up somewhere and there's like a shipload of cruise ships pulled in or a big bus pulled in. No!
Yeah, well, we had that experience in France with going to Versailles. So we had our pre-booked tickets and we were in that queue for an hour and a half because everyone else had pre-booked tickets.
Yeah, same thing. And I was even on a tour. Yeah. So there was 30 of us standing there waiting for ages. But you're right. It's picking those times is very important, especially in Europe, in peak season. God help me, I wouldn't want to go in peak season. Yeah. But thank you, Cassie. It's been lovely chatting with you. Is
My pleasure.
Anything else you think you'd like to add about Granada before we go?
Just go.
Yeah, just go.
Any time of year. Maybe not this time of year because I know it can get very hot.
Yes.
And it's up in the mountains. But, I was just looking at the weather there today and it was like 34. Like, that's not good for walking around.
Yeah, it's hot and sweaty.
Yeah.
It's hot in Europe at this time of year, especially August as well. But I'm a big believer. October sounds like a great option.
Was a wonderful time to go. It was sunny and cool, but not cold.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for coming on, and I'm so glad we got to chat and catch up because I speak to you online, but it's not the same. So it's lovely to chat to you, Cassie. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So join us again next week on Truly Expat Travel Podcast, where I have another exciting destination in a world that's too big to be left unexplored. Ciao for now.